Hello. So, I'm making a commitment for the next 30 days to post a video every single day. And over the past 4 years, maybe, I pivoted my business from helping people in the let me correct that. I was helping people as an energy healer and as a life coach. And then 4 years ago, I pivoted my business to helping people in that space. And especially this last year, I wanted to become an expert in this more so. so, so the way that I did that is just a ton of volume of one-on-one with clients, very intimate, and seeing what works and what doesn't work. And that's what I want to share in the next 30 days. So if you're a coach or a healer, this is absolutely for you. And if you're not and you're really into personal development, this is still probably really, really great for you. So, what feels most important to talk about today is there's kind of two concepts with this. I want to talk about delay and how we can use excuses and reasons and we justify those things. And when I first say this, you're probably going to think like, yeah, I've heard this before. And the distinction that I want to put is between embodying this and between knowing about it. This is a big theme, and this can really cut us off from ourselves when we discount something because we think we already know it, but we don't have the result yet. Our life doesn't show that we've embodied it, and that's a more honest way of viewing ourselves. So in my life, I can even think of the beginning of this year. So I live here in Paraguay. I built a house for my father who has Alzheimer's, dementia, whatever label you want to put on there. And I was supporting him, and that, like, on a matter of fact, took more of my time. But I noticed a part of me hanging on to that, being like, oh, once I get someone here, or once I have more support for him, then I'll be able to have the impact that I want. And I've noticed that in other parts of my life too, when I was doing this detox, and I was like, oh, once this detox is done, then I'll be able to. And it's this like, if then, or like, once this is done, then I can. And in my experience, every single time, that is a lie. it's it feels so real and it's so justifiable, and you could go to a friend and share that. I mentioned to someone like, oh, this is what's going on, and they back that up. They're like, yeah, that must be tough with your dad, right? Giving me that sympathy, giving me that like justification, which is the opposite of what I wanted to really lean into. I didn't know, but the opposite of what was in integrity or in coherence with me leaning into who it is that I wanted to be and create what it is that I wanted to create. And then there was a day where I kind of woke up and it was like, of course I can take care of my dad and have like achieve these goals, have the impact that I want to have. Those things aren't connected, right? And I see this so much of people just justifying ways to not live the way that they want to live, justifying ways to play small. And like, it doesn't have to be your dad that you're taking care of. It doesn't have to be a detox. It's just some story to justify not living the life that you want. And so I know I said I was going to talk about like the clients and the things that I saw that made them successful, and the things that I saw that got in the way. But even just talking through to prospects, to people that were thinking about making a shift and putting their toe in and backing out. So many of those people, if you check in a year, it's the same. Check in 2 years, it's the same. It's the same story on repeat every time. Because that idea of waiting for, oh, once this happens, then I can, we think that it's the thing. We think that it's the thing outside of us that we need that to actually shift. But really, it's internal. It's your own habit and your own justification. And once that's removed, once you have support for your father, once the detox is done, once whatever that is solved, you're just going to replace it with something else. It's an internal habit of delay. That's a more honest way to look at it, right? We know the spiritual concept of like all there is the now and these things, but how you actually like integrate that and feel that is like you are moving towards it or you're not. I mean, it's not that extreme, but it's like leaning. Maybe that's a better way of saying it. Like you're leaning towards the life that you want or you're pulling away from it. And when you just look at those actions with pure honesty, with pure compassion, it helps you see yourself more honestly, right? When we carry this weight of all these stories to just cut us off from what it is that we really want to do, that's the biggest disservice that we can do to ourselves. Because we have so much more power than we think we do. We have so many more options, so much more choice, right? Coming from that place of choice, coming from that place of design, instead of justifying the why not. So that is the biggest hurdle I see with people starting out in this space. And that's sometimes comes up too, even when that commitment is made, it pulls you back in, and it can, you know, whether you want to call it a paradigm resistance, insert, you know, a lower vibrating version of yourself. I've seen that have so much pull to pull someone back into playing small, to justify someone to not live the life that they actually want, to cut themselves off from moving forward and justifying it. And the scary part of that is when your friends will back you up in it, like the same way that they did for me. And it's absolutely your responsibility to stand in that. So how do you stand in that? Is you look at your actions. Your actions don't lie, right? Think of it like a friend who's constantly late, and you have a dinner date with them, and they tell you, oh, this time I'll make it on time, I promise, and then they're an hour late. And then the next time it's, oh, this time I'll make it, I promise, and they're an hour late. You're going to value those actions more. You're going to see that the actions are more truthful than the words that they say. And bring that to yourself. The understanding that maybe, not maybe, but maybe, you aren't as honest with yourself as you think you are. Maybe you're not seeing all the pieces at play. Maybe you have some habits in your subconscious that are pulling you in certain directions that aren't in your awareness yet, and that's all okay. And when you lean into that relationship to yourself, to see yourself more honestly, that's when everything changes. So lean into your actions, look at what it is that you are doing so that you can see yourself more honestly. And if you say, hey, this is important to me, and none of your actions are doing that thing, then it's not important to you. You can say that it is, but in terms of where you're placing your energy, it's not a priority. So it's more honest to say that it's not. And then from there you can pivot, and there you can actually make changes. When you see that level of truth in yourself, you're able to change and make, how I want to say that actually is, you can't make the changes if you're not aware of them. So when we look away and hide ourselves from that, we're giving away our power. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing me to share. And I'll be talking to you more soon.